this far, but how far have we really come? Cause I'm about to leave. Now the only thing that I see is I could do better, I should do better, I would do better. If I'd have known better, I don't know better. One tell me better, I could.
Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Deontay. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you all had a nice new year. I'm back with a story time. So this story time is a bit, I don't even know how to explain it, but this story time is basically about my manager being very friendly towards me. I don't know if okay, I'm gonna get more into it, but this story time is about my manager moving a bit friendly. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Help me get to 400 subscribers. I'm gonna try to stay more consistent, but yeah, so let's get on into the story time. Yeah, let's get on into the video. Okay, so I don't even know where to start, to be honest. Okay, so in this story, it's me, Sarah. If you don't know Sarah, she's been in my videos before. It's me, Sarah, my manager, and my mom and my sisters. So basically, well, we're gonna start with me and Sarah, okay? Because this is how it's all started. So there was this one day where Sarah, she got a job, and then she was telling me about the job and everything. And at this time we were 15, so this was like a year ago. So then she was telling me about the job, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I want a job, because we were so young, we were young, and we needed jobs. So then she was telling me about the job, and she was like, oh, we will get paid, and I was like, oh, okay, that's calm, therefore our age. So then she was telling me about this job, and she was telling us about this job. She was telling me about this job, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do it. So then I told my mom about the job, and then my mom wasn't really convinced that basically it was too good to be true, because we were 15 and it's illegal. But yeah, so then it was a day where Sarah took me to go and see the manager. So we went, and then because I didn't know where the work was, like where the workplace was, and then I saw, and it was like in the city. So we went there now, and then he went to his little office, you know, where they have they set up all their things there and everything. Yeah, so we went to the office, and then we sat down. He locked the rooms and so no one couldn't get in. So cool. So we was hanging up our coats. He said you can hang up your coats and stuff, and we started talking about the work and everything. So then I'm there, before we got there, like on the way there, I'm there asking Sarah questions like, oh, what's it gonna be like? I'm scared, So then she was just telling me that it's calm and everything. I was getting very excited, and then we was at the office, and then he was explaining the work that we had to do and everything, because it was only us two working there. So then when he was explaining and everything, he made us work. The first thing that I remember was we was working in a basement. We was working in a basement. We had to do our work in the basement. So then we went, as we was going down there, he left us alone to do it, and then he gave us the key to lock it was a shop, but we was in the basement. Like it was mad. So we was working in the basement now, and then we're there doing our work, and then we couldn't really listen to music and that because it's unprofessional. So we were just talking and waffling and everything, and just getting our work done, and then we were just talking about schools and GCSEs. So we was doing that, and then it got to a point where was doing our work, but it was getting very late. Like this was like during winter. It was getting late during like 3-4 o'clock, like now. So we was doing our work, and then so he started, like, after we did our work, we got paid and everything, but because there's 2 of us and we're younger, we had to split it, and we was calm with that. So then we were just doing our work, and then it got to a point where our manager was calling us. Our manager was texting us on the phone, and he was like, oh, can you come work today, da, 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 da. But he knew that we had GCSEs coming up, so he was, if we said no, he would have been fine with it. So he was like, oh, can you come and do, no, he was like, can you come and do today, da, 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 da. But he was texting it. So then it was like, Sarah couldn't do it because she had, I'm sorry for the noises, the people outside. Well, Sarah couldn't do it because she had her little sisters that she had to look after. So then I was left to do it. And when I tell you, this job is not easy, that job was not easy. So I was doing it, and then, no, sorry, the job wasn't easy. So I was texting my manager as well. This was on Messenger. We was texting on Messenger. And then I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do it because, I was like, I don't know if I can do it because the work is too hard for one person. No, the work was too hard. So then I was like, I don't know if I can do it. Then he said, oh, it's okay. So then I got a phone call from Sarah, and then she was like to me, Deontay, I'm not going to work anymore. I'm like, what?
Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Don't scare me. No, that's not funny. I thought she was joking. So then she was like, Deontay, I'm not going to work anymore. And I'm like, why? And then she's like, my mom won't let me. And I'm like, I wanted to cry. I actually wanted to cry because I was so scared. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't, like, because I was even scared when we worked together because I didn't know how work would be. So then, let alone me working by myself. And the thing is, when every time me and Sarah went to the workplace, because it's in the city, I was like, oh, I'm so scared. I don't know if I can get there by myself and all that, because I'm not good with like trains. All my days I'm not good with trains. Buses, I'm good with buses, but not trains. So then she was telling me why, like, she was saying that she's not allowed to go work again. And I'm like, oh my days, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? So then I'm like, it's okay, don't worry about it. Now I'm left by myself, yeah, working by myself. So then I went to tell my mom and my sisters, and I was like, what should I do? I can't work by myself to get it, because the work is so hard by yourself. So then my mom was like, you know what, just do it, don't depend on your friends, because Sarah's not always going to be there. And I was like, yeah, I get it, but still. Oh my days. So then I was like, oh, okay, I'll go, because I have work the next day. So I'm like, oh, I'm scared. Oh my days, I was scared. So then my manager was texting me, and then he was like, oh, can you come in for work tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, because I was free, I didn't have school. So then let's get into the juicy bit, okay? Alright, so I'm working by myself now. Now I need to find a way to get from my house to work, and from my house to work, and from work to my house, because I was very new to this, how to get from here to there. So then I'm at work. No, I'm about to leave now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to put stuff together, because yeah, to wear leggings or whatever. I'm getting ready to go. I put money on my Oyster card and everything. So I went now, and then I'm in the office again. So then he's like to me, he's like, we're sitting down now, and he's like, oh, Deontay, Sarah's not here anymore. You're gonna by yourself. And this is me crying inside. I'm like, oh my days, I know. So I'm there crying inside, yeah. But I didn't even like, I'm just like, yeah, I know, she's not coming in, it's very sad, but I'm scared. So then he's like, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of hard work for you to do all of that by yourself. And I'm like, well, I know that's why I'm scared. So then he's like that, he's there saying all of that, and then he's like, I'm about to get ready to work. Actually, no, sorry, that's a lie. I came back from school that day. He called me, no, he texted me like during school times, and I'm like, oh, I got school, but this is on a Friday, and on a Friday I finished early. I finished like 1 o'clock. So now I was like, yes, cool. So then I went from school to the house. Sorry, I went from my school to work. So then he was like, oh, you can leave your, he was like, you can leave your clothes, like you can go get changed in the bathroom, because he has like a little bathroom in his office. It's so tiny, but he has like a bathroom there. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do that. So I was wearing a skirt with tights on and shorts on, so I didn't want to get dressed too much. So then I went in the toilet, and I was looking around to see if there was any cameras, because I was by myself and all the doors were locked and everything. So I was by myself, and then I was getting dressed, but I wasn't getting like fully dressed. I just wore my shorts. I just took off my skirt and took off my blazer, and then I was like, I'm ready to go. So he must have thought I was wearing like leggings and a different top and Sorry, like I was saying, so I came out of my skirt and my blazer, and then I got ready, and I was like, oh, I'm ready. And he took me to a restaurant. I went in this restaurant now. What was there? There was all boys. Boys, I mean men. There was men everywhere, and I'm like, where's the girls? I was like, yeah, I was thinking, where's all the women? Like, I cannot be the only girl here, and I'm underage as well at the time. So I'm like, what? So I'm like, oh, what do I have to do? So I had to do my job. I was there for like 3-4 hours. I was doing my job and I was working, and I was like, oh, do I have to really do this? So then I was very scared, you don't understand. So it's a good thing the restaurant was open, and it didn't look bougie or anything, but the restaurant was open, and like, what's it called? It was like, it was see-through. The restaurant was see-through, innit? So I'm there doing my work, and then some person tells me not my manager, you know, not the people that work there. Some person tells me, oh, you gotta do that. I'm like, do you want to get up and do this? Because this job is not hard, I mean easy. So I'm there doing my work. I'm finished now, and my manager invites me to come and sit down and eat. So I'm like, okay, I got free food, whatever, because I'm working in their restaurant, so I got free food out of it. So then I sit down now, and my manager sits right in front of me. I was gonna call my friends and be like, oh, no, he wants to sit in front of me, like right in front of me, and I'm like, hey. No, I'm not joking, I swear down. So then he was like, you can get anything you want, anything. And I'm like, oh. So I just got something simple. I actually forgot what I got, to be honest, but I got something simple. And then he was like, you're gonna love it, it's nice, And I'm like, okay. I'm a very picky eater, so then when it came to the food, I was there, and I'm like, he's like, do you like it? And I'm like, what do I say? I don't even know what to say, but I'm like, yeah, it's great. it's fine. So I'm like, thank you. So then as I'm drinking my drink, yeah, my manager's like to me, he's telling me that he's friends with an agency company that does modeling, and like back then I wanted to do modeling, and then he's telling me that they work for Nike, Adidas and everything, and he's showing me through his phone like this. He's showing me, and I'm just looking. I'm like, okay. So then he's like to me, oh, you should do modeling, you're a pretty girl, da 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 da. I'm like, thank you. So then he was like to me, oh, if you do modeling, I mean, yeah, you should do modeling. I know somebody that does modeling. And I'm like, alright. So yeah, so then he was basically telling me that he's friends with somebody that's friends with him. He was telling me that he's friends with an agency company that does modeling, and then he's like to me, but in order for you to get in, you need to send me pictures of yourself so I can send it to my friend. Okay. I'm like, yeah. So he's like, I'm gonna call my agency. And he's like to me, I'm gonna call my agency and tell them that you want to do modeling, da 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 da. And I'm like, okay. So then he was like, make sure you send me pictures of yourself so I can send to my friend. I'm like, okay. So then he was like, make sure you tell your mom as well, because I don't want to get in trouble. And I'm like, okay. So then that finishes, and I managed to finish work around about 5 o'clock. So then, yeah, no, I get home about 6-7 o'clock, and then I'm like to my mom, oh, mommy, my manager hooked me up with a modeling company, da 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 da. And my mum and my sister's like, oh, that's nice of him, da 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 da. Because at this time, we just thought he was friendly, okay? We just thought he was a nice person. So I don't really remember too much about what we was talking about when we was talking about the modeling thing. All I knew is that I did not send pictures. I did not send pictures of myself. So, whew. So then it's the next day that I have to go work. I'm working in a house. Okay, I'm working in some big building. It was like a mansion. I was working in some big house, and we was the only two in the house. It sounds mad when I say it now, but we was the only two in the house, and he always locks it so no one can come in and out. So we're working in the house, and I'm like, this is not a bit of me. So we're working in the house, and then he's like to me, no, yeah, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and then he comes along and does the work with me. I'm thinking in my head, do you not have things to do? How come you're doing my job with me? So I was letting him do it because I was doing my work. Yeah, I just wanted to go. So then he starts talking to me, and I'm like, oh, for goodness sake, why? Just go away. He was trying to boss convo and everything. He was trying to talk, and I'm like, just leave me alone. I just wanted to do my work and go home. That's what I wanted to do. But no, he didn't want that. So he's like talking to me. He's like, so do you have any plans for the weekend? Because this was a Friday. So this is a Friday. So I'm guessing the other day was a Thursday. So this was a Friday. And as I was saying, as we was doing our work, he was like to me, oh, do you have any plans for this weekend? And I'm like, yes. And he was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm going out with my friends. That's what I said. I'm going out with my friends because I was supposed to be going to this party. So yeah, I was like, I'm going out with my friends. yeah, I was like, I'm going out with my friends, and he was like to me, do you have a boyfriend? I'm like, huh? What? No. Should have said yes, but I was like, no. And he was like, are you sure? And I'm like, yes. And he just kept asking me about that. And I was like, no, I don't. It's like, no one believes me. And I'm just like, then why'd you ask? But he's like, he just kept asking. So I was just like, okay. So he kept asking me about that and my weekend and everything, which was kind of weird. I found it very weird, but yeah. So I kept going to work. I kept going to work. Out of nowhere, he started giving me free things. He was giving me free snacks, free drinks, free mugs, everything. He was just giving. So, but these came from his office. This is like food from his office and all of that. He was like, just take it. So I would always bring a bag with me, and by the time I brought my bag was full. It was just like brand new stuff. And then I came back home and I was like, look what my manager gave me, and then my sister found it fishy how he wanted my pictures for modeling. He made me work in a restaurant full of men. I worked in a basement. I'm underage. And my sister just found it fishy, to be honest. She was like, I don't know about this one. He's moving a bit too nice. And I'm like, yeah, but at the time I wasn't really thinking about it like that. So I'm like, yeah. So then, yeah, so I was like, yeah. So I was getting free things and everything, but I didn't really pay attention to it as much. So then there was also time he was giving me like money that I didn't work for. He was giving me money that I didn't work for properly. And I mean this by, I would do my work, but it's not like in-depth work. Like the work is not that hard. I was actually there for 2 hours last time. And then he gave me like more. You know how much I would get paid for the harder work? He gave me that for the 2-hour one. He was being a bit too nice. You know the ones where you butter someone up by giving until they ask for something. Do you get it? It was moving like that. So then go to that bit, and then there was this one time I was in the office with him talking, and then I was going home now. I was getting ready to go home before I left the building, because he locked the door in it. He locked the door because they always lock the door in case people come in and out. So then I'm getting ready to go home. I'm like, bye. I'm like, bye. This guy is like, bye. I'm like, ah!
Hey, don't touch me, bitch! What?
Excuse me? Move that hand up. Do you know what I mean? So you never did this when me and Sarah was there. Do you know, that's why I just find it bare weird. You never did all these things when me and Sarah was there. It was, now I'm working by myself. It's like, oh bye, give. Do you get it? So that happened, and I was like, oh bye. But he didn't, like touch me inappropriately. No. Thank God for that. It was just like, bye. Do you get it? I did not like that. I was not caring. So I went home now. Another week passed by, and then, before I went home, I was like, oh, I don't have credit on my phone. I need to put money to my phone for the credit, because we used to talk on Messenger. And then he was like, oh, I'll text you through WhatsApp because WhatsApp's free. And I'm like, oh, okay, I don't mind. So when I was home, he texted me about work. And I was like, yeah, I'll come because I'm free. So then I was like, yeah, this is like around 2 o'clock. He texted me on WhatsApp, and he was talking about work, what time I can come in and what days I can come in, because he was telling me what days, he was telling me to tell him what days I can come in because I GCSEs. I'm like, okay. So please tell me why. Please tell me why. He was like to me, I like your profile picture. What? What? So I'm like, whoa, why are you pre in my picture? So he was like, I like your profile picture, but I never tapped on it to like reply back. I literally just froze, and I was like, maybe I'm reading this wrong, so I kept reading over and over, and I was like, what? Why are you looking at my picture like that? So then I screenshotted it, sent it to my mom, because he has my mom's number. Screenshotted it, sent it to my mom, and then I was like to my mom, Mommy, why is he pre in my picture? Why is he looking at my photos like that? And then she was like, yeah, that's weird, he's a dirty old man, da 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 da. And then my mom went and spoke to him. She messaged him some big message. Yeah, it was really bad. And then I went to my sister, and my sister was like, yeah, she had like a weird feeling from it because it was moving a bit mad. And I was like, yeah, why is he looking at my pictures like that? So then my sister was like, at least you know you found the red flag now, better than now than later. And I'm like, yeah, because anything could have happened. So yeah, long story short, my brother and my mum went and spoke to him and sent some big message, and then he was getting shook, basically. Yeah, he was basically getting shook, and he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, please don't tell the police, da 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 da, because we was underage and it's illegal because we're 15, isn't it? And he had 2 of us, so yeah, he had 2 of us, and he was just very scared because if we would tell the police, he would have got shut down. Mad. So long story short, yeah, Sarah found me a job. Yeah, long story short, Sarah found me a job. I was working in the basement and a restaurant. Sarah left. I was working by myself. He was getting a bit too nice, giving too much. What else? And asking for pictures and pre my photos. It was just a bit, it was mad at the time. But yeah, it's weird because now I look back on it, now I'm 16 and I look back on it, I'm like, wow, there's so many predicaments I could have been in. Like, if you deep it, yeah, I just want to say, if you are around my age or younger than me, make sure you're careful. Be careful. Read the red flags. I just want you lot to be safe because these men, they really don't care. Especially in London. Oh no, they don't care. But just saying, be careful. Stay safe. Make sure you have credit. Make sure you have your phone with you and someone working with you. Don't work by yourself, especially when you're underage. Huh? No. But anyways, that was it. This is the end of my story time of how my manager was moving a bit too nice to get it. Anyways, if you like this video, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Share this video if you haven't already. I just hope you lot have learned something from this, because I have. But anyways, get this video to 40 likes, and I'll do another story time if you don't want story times. But anyways, thank you for watching. Bye, humans.